Hey, hey, Bones. Good to see you. Great to see you, even. It is lovely of you to stop by. I'm just getting set up here for Crafting Club, which is what we do on a Friday. I use the Pomo timer to remind me to take breaks for the Crafting Club, but I have to change its duration of things. And I'm so glad that Stream Elements is not going to be bad, because this widget I bought from Etsy and I need it to function. Alright, that's all saved. The music is on. I am now live. Thank you for telling me that I am live. Thank you. And then I can manage the ads from here. Sweet. So pleased to see you go live before I needed to leave. Hi, hello, goodbye. I'll be in your next stream. Well, hi, hello, goodbye, merry time zone, and have a good dinner. You can already tell I'm going to enjoy Friday. Are you sure you're live? I hope so. I sure as heck hope so. Jerry! Why is it not playing? It should be. I'm a stone cold top. And that's true. I am a stone cold top, Jerry. Thank you for playing it and for returning your books, aka channel points. I don't know why it's not playing. Let me go to... Aha! We made it. Don't tell Twitch I have a blade. I need to cut things. Just not people, you know? It's paper. There we go. Sweet! Ignore my Viking history ruler. I'm a nerd. These are definitely made for kids, but I bought one for myself. Today we're making a card. Slightly secret, slightly not. We're making a card for my mother. My mother's birthday is going to be coming up soon. And so I wanted to try and design a card for her. And I have a whole plan. It's going to be mixed media, which is my favourite type of media. It's going to be a framed little tiny watercolour. You can see the space that I'm cutting out here. It's going to fit inside this square. It's a little tiny watercolour of a butterfly I'm going to try to do, but I'm going to need to learn how to do that first. So I'm cutting out the frame. I am then going to decoupage it to make it pretty. And then I'm going to stick the picture on the back of it. So, plans with plans. Medical people so I cannot hear, but I am here. Let me type a message to you, Jerry. Lots of people are busy on a Friday. I noticed that, and that is totally okay. I think the community just books a lot of things for Fridays. I book a lot of things for Tuesdays. This blade is not super duper sharp. It could be being sharper. I'm also using the cutting pad that Pale sent me, which is made of raw leather. Keep that. Thank you, Pale. Hopefully the decoupage, because it makes the page wet with glue, hopefully it will make it so that it's not like so wet that it's crumbling. We'll find out though. I have lots and lots of this card paper, so I can afford to mess it up a couple times today. I also got my sketch paper out because I'm going to figure out how to do a butterfly, what position I want to do the butterfly in. I want to do like an action shot, like it's flying across the page. I'm also going to be doing a significant amount of talking about Clarkson's Farm today because the new series has come out and the first 4 episodes are out and it's made me very happy, as it usually does. Ooh, I don't know why the X-Acto knife was so well behaved then. I did that one straight line in one go. Why are you being so well behaved? What was that? Ah, there we go. Now it's veered off. Far too well behaved. I didn't trust that immediately. When you're cutting in a straight line, you're supposed to look at the end of it, and apparently the human hand-eye coordination will take care of the rest. I don't know if that's true, because I've definitely veered off there. Okay, we can fix it. Come on, come out. Come out like me when I was 14. I'm gonna need to cut this back here. Why don't I just use scissors? Because I'm a masochist? Probably. Okay, there we go. And we'll neaten that up. Beautiful! I have I've had my pair of hair cutting scissors, but I can't find my craft scissors. So these are going to have to do today, and if I blunt them, and I hate myself for blunting them, then I'm just going to have to cope with that. That's a problem for future me. Be repaired with the decoupage. I think the rest of it can possibly be covered up. Because as I say, I'm going to be covering this in paper. Fine paper. It was more accurate cutting, but it's left more like fuzzy bits when I did them in like short bursts. Want the edges fairly sharp. Do you know what I'd love? I'd love a guillotine. And that isn't just for beheading the aristocracy. That's paper guillotine. I'd love one of those for myself. Okay, so you see the vision? That's going to be a piece of watercolor paper backed onto that with a little butterfly in between. And then this border is going to be decoupaged in my V&A decoupage paper because I've still not used it all. Yeah, do we see the vision? I see the vision. Cut out some sections of this. This is the bit that I had sat in the craft box, so it's all scrungly. But it would be good to use this. And as I say, I'm getting this done first because it's going to take a while to dry. Like, do the borders like this and then fold it over. Yes! I see the vision! I see the vision. The vision is visioning. That's going to be difficult to stop it right there. But I think if I just glue a certain area, that should be fine. Watch how much glue I get on my desk. It's going to be a lot. I should have apologized to my desk in advance. I should have written it in an email. Also, please don't worry if my hands are a bit shaky today, and my voice as well. I am struggling with my home environment, and that has led me to not eat anything today. That being said, I've told my mother about this, and she is going to bring me some food, which is incredibly kind of her. I'm gonna keep myself sane. This is good. I love America's Health Service. I bet it's fun. So satisfying when decoupage paper first goes on and it goes all flat. Yes. And it doesn't matter if I fold this over or soak it through, because the backing, it will be backed onto a piece of watercolor paper, which will be rigid. But I'm not going to glue that until what I've wanted to put on the watercolor paper I have done, because then that gives me a few attempts rather than locking it in as my one piece of paper. I'm gonna get so much glue on this desk. So much glue on this desk. This is actually quite hard to fold. Maybe I should leave more excess so that I can fold it easier. It's such thin tissue paper. Sorry, I'm doing this off camera. Bestie, read the first letters of the other message. Oh god. What do you mean? IKMS? God damn it. I should have noticed that. I thought that was a genuine attempt to keep yourself happy and sane. Jerry, I was hoping. I had hope. How can you take this hope away from me? I don't know the codes for this. I haven't been an emo in years. I can see that the card is definitely warping, but we can glue it down and let it straighten out. So press it down and let it straighten out. Do you see the vision? Like that's the side of the card, and then that's going to be the frame for the butterfly. I can use this. You flatten it a bit. Shut down the first of the month? Why? People still need infusions, surely? Got referred to another one back in May, and they denied me because my insurance is too much of a hassle. What? That's a thing that happens in America? They can deny you because the insurance doesn't have the reputation? What? They can do that? Don't want to glue those pages together, but you see it has warped. Now I'm going to have to find a way to glue that down. And also weigh that down. What if I use my pens real quick? It sort of works. I just need it to be flat for a bit. I could use a book. I got a call today saying, hey, we're going to take you on as a client. Good news, right? Wrong. Why bad news? Why bad news, Jerry? Why bad news? Why that bad news? This is the watercolor paper I'm cutting out, by the way. Which is definitely going to blunt my scissors because it's so thick. Telling my insurance refused my infusion at this place. Why? Your insurance can stop you from getting treatment? I don't understand that. Because you have the diagnosis. Reason for infusion is clearly listed and done, right? So this will be backed onto this. You see? You see? Do you see the vision? Are you seeing the vision? But all of that will be stuck down and then pressed. Right now I might need to... No, I can't really glue it down. It's going to cause more issues than it's worth. Right now we'll just have to press it. Where's my nearest book? I have to do this with all the corners. Good night, Mr. Tom. Great addition. Go through all the hoops and jumps for me to get approval back to my infusion I use. But the thing that hasn't changed that whole time... I forgot to start the timer. The thing that hasn't changed that whole time, Jerry, is the condition that you have. You still have the condition. I don't understand why any of that could get in the way of your treatment because you still have... But you have the condition, though. That's what I don't understand, but you have it. They're trying to reach out to my doctor, but she is notorious to not reply to chart requests. But what I mean is, like, why is that standing in the way? Because you have the diagnosis, right? In the UK, it's like you get the diagnosis, you get the treatment. There's no way you could not have the treatment. Fifth or sixth medication we tried, and we want to start at 1 again and go through them all. Why? Why are they putting you through that pain again? Alright, I've kept that as flat as humanly possible, I think. But it's still a little... She's a little warped. But I'm going to continue on as we were. And get some of these pieces popped up. Watch me glue the card together. Watch that happen at some point during this stream. Watch it. It will. I don't have a choice. Because it's a new center, I guess? But then it shouldn't be running if it can't do this. If it can't give patients treatment, then it can't run a treatment center, surely. That defies all logic, Jerry, and I'm so sorry that you're going through it. Why is that not sticking? Because I didn't put any glue on it. Did I not put enough glue on it? Probably not enough. I'm scared of the paper warping. I think I just need to accept it shall warp. That's lined up almost perfectly to put a full line down there. That makes my brain so happy. An allergic reaction to the second treatment? How bad? Life-threatening? I mean, it doesn't have to be life-threatening to be bad, but you know what I mean? Is that going to cause you, like, significant distress? Because what if you say no and then they say, oh, the patient's refusing treatment? No, the patient's refusing to die. Projecting out of both ends. Oh, Cherry, I'm so sorry. I'm getting so much glue on my desk. Be so happy when decoupage paper first goes on and you flatten it out and it just looks so perfect. I've still not glued the card together. That's a triumph. I'll take that. That's a win. We got a win. She's winning. She's winning. Remember that song By Winning, which was an edit of Charlie Sheen? Oh, the old days of the internet. I never want to go back. Never take me back. Also had some bad celebrity news today, and that's kind of making me sad. One of my favourite actors died. Oh, there's a little bit of a gap there that's missing something, so I will put the tiniest sliver of this. Tiniest bit. Oh no, the sliver's come off. No! No! Okay, there we go. All glued down, needs folding over, but I'm gonna let it just dry for a minute. Let it just dry for a bit. And then I shall get ready with the rest of the stuff. I need to learn how to draw a butterfly in action and also paint a butterfly in action. The end result of this, I'm hoping, will be a little watercolor butterfly. But we'll see. Oh no, have I glued it? Yes, I glued it. No! Like a tattoo. It came off like one of those temporary tattoos. So thin. I think I'll put a different piece on that. Because then I can also bridge the gap again. This one. It's just big enough. Put a lot of glue on the back side. Genuinely can't tell which way up that goes, but I'm gonna put it this way. There we go. Wonderful. Oh, they're calling again. Give them what for, Jerry? You tell them the diagnosis hasn't changed. The treatment needs to happen. Let's get these folded over. Sorry, if I'm off camera, tell me. Because I have a habit of pulling it closer to my face because my eyesight's not great. And if I were to have the camera in my lap, that would give you the best view, but it would also show you my lap, which you guys do not need to see. One second, I've just got to go and grab something from someone. Give me a few minutes. I have a most magnificent plate of food from my mother, my goodness. She a G for that. Anybody want some? Cucumber? Yum yum? Aww. Aww, Tay, yes please. I'd love a warming snuggle. Alright, I'm gonna eat while this dries. I need to cut off that bit. Let me put it face down while it dries. And let me put a book on it. I'm scared I'm going to ruin this book, though. Because it's a very special edition. So let me put my little copy of The Hunger Games on it. So, that's the stream now. You're watching things dry. Enjoy. I'm going to get some food into me so that it stops the shakes. Because the shakes have fully started to set in. This is a podcast now. What should we talk about? Should we talk about my favourite actor? My god. He was so good. He's in everything that I love. Or he was in everything that I love. Let me just recheck that it's real. I found out on TikTok. Yeah. He was in Buffy. Anthony Head. Anthony Head has died. Which is so fucking sad. He was in Ted Lasso. He was the king in Merlin. Complications of pneumonia. Bastard. I didn't even know that he was sick. Oh, his partner had just died, though. Long-term partner Sarah Fisher, in December 2025. So, that sometimes happens. Humans are very heartfelt creatures, and sometimes we do follow along like that. So sad. Only 72, which I feel like used to be a huge age, but is now no age. Well, I shall miss him, is all I shall say. I'll miss him, and I'll miss looking out for his next project. Because he was still working. Way up till then. Ted Lasso and Motherland. And he was in Repo Man. He was the main character in Repo Man. He was the Repo Man. And he did a lot of singing in that movie. He had a great voice. Sorry for doing another eating on stream. I haven't been the best towards the end of this week, and I've not kept to eating well. Mother has been caring for me, though. The story of Norway's Viking World Cup photo shoot. Oh yeah, the World Cup's going to be happening. Sorry, I'm just scrolling through BBC News. Is the World Cup happening? Has it happened? Will it happen? What is happening with that? I'm not a football woman. So I don't know. I know that there's a guide in the Radio Times that you can fold out. And I was going to use that to pretend that I knew that I was what I was talking about. Much ideas. Handmade book covers from Newt based around your different fables. I wish that I had the skill to do that. If we get to the bookbinding stream on the fundraiser though, you never know. You never know. Thank you for the idea though, Tay. I appreciate it. I'm eating so much potato right now. Hopefully it'll fuel me up. Yum, 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 yum. I was reading Hunger Games. I've read the first two and I'm in the middle of the third one, but it's reached that dip in the third one right before she sort of becomes the Mockingjay. And there's not much capital involvement anymore and they're getting the politics with coin down and stuff and it's losing interest for me. I was aware of the dip though because I've read the whole series before. So I was just like, oh well, here's the dip, but then I stopped reading. And then put the book somewhere and I've promptly forgotten that it exists. So ADHD couldn't be me. I do have trouble finishing things. That is my brand. My brand of life. I really want a soda, but I probably shouldn't have one. I should probably just have plain water and be good. Frickin' disability. Making me eat healthy. Cheers. I may have a soda later. It's just if I go from not eating anything to having something full of sugar and full of caffeine, then I may die live on stream. We'd have to meet some EMT friends right on stream. Some paramedic buddies. Oh, I called after my endoscopy. I managed to get through to the right place. She said that there's no tracker for me and the GP doesn't know anything about it because that's how the department functions. Which seems like a poorly functioning department, if I'm honest. But mine is not to question why. She said that there's a backlog of about 9 months and I am 2 months into it. And so she told me not to worry, that the referral does exist and that I am on the list. But there's no way for me to track it. I've also put myself on a list for not my local hospital, but for the one that's nearest, apart from my local hospital, for the cancellation appointment. So if somebody cancels their endoscopy, I could take that appointment. So hopefully we'll get one of those. Got my last paycheck from previous employer today and spent every dime of it trying not to get evicted and to pay our electric bill. Did it stretch far enough? I hope it did. I demolished that meal. Just so. I'm so glad to hear that, Kay. I'm very, very glad to hear that. that it just covered. Because there was a lot of pressure on that. And hopefully you will have a plan for next month. Fail, how you doing? I just finished eating on stream again. I really want a soda. Okay, I will have a soda in 30 minutes if I still want one. It's a library. Thank you so much, Pale, for the 33 months, does that say? Holy shit. Pale for the subscription at tier 3. Thank you so much for the tier 3. That does not go unnoticed. Holy moly. Thank you so much. And for the 33 months. That is so nice. Who's a good girl? It's me. How are you doing today? Car payment is due in 4 days and nothing left for it. That's difficult, eh? 410? Is it you? Is it me? Maybe. Maybe. And I'm not blushing. What? What? Who's blushing? Not me. Okay, let's see how this went. Did not stick my book too much. It's flimsy and warped, but not terribly so. Do you see the vision? That this makes the frame for the card, and that once it's backed onto the watercolor paper, which is unbelievably thick, just like me, it will be straight, again, like me, and they can open it like that. Yeah? But I need to actually practice on the watercolor paper what I'm going to put on it, which is a butterfly. Otherwise, it's not going to work at all. Do I want to decoupage the back of this card? I think it would make it flimsy. So I think I might give that a miss. You're blushing because you can't see that adorable face of you. You're going to see my hands. That's something for the new setup that I've been considering, a double camera system. I think that would be useful for my channel because I do a lot with my hands on here. So I think that would be something that I would invest in. Though I have such a short desk, I don't know whether it would be worth it because it happens at such a steep angle. So I could make it less steep because I could mount the camera somewhere. Because I won't have the laptop taking up the desk space. I'll have more desk space but less foot room with the new setup, which is going to be interesting. How satisfying was that, though? Fail, did you hear about, is it Anthony Head? I'm always forgetting his name. Yeah, did you hear about Anthony Head? I did, right? I'm heartbroken. Such a shame, right? I was really not expecting it. But it detailed in the BBC report that he had lost his partner in December 2025. And that does happen with humans. We're very heartfelt creatures. And our emotions do affect our immune systems, for sure. And so I wonder if that was a contributing factor. It says break time, so if you've been crafting this whole time, or writing, or anything, please take a break. I do not need a break because I sat and ate my dinner. That one's stuck down a bit. Gonna have to chip it off.
I am very proud of you.
Me? What for? What did I do? I ain't done nothing. Thank you, Pale, for those biddies and for the praise. Can't access the video. I forgot my password to the Google account for the email I sent and I'm logged in onto a different account. I can send it to a different account. I can send it anywhere. You can send it anywhere you'd like. I wish I could send it on Discord, but you need Discord Nitro for file transfers. And I don't think I'm a big enough channel to justify Nitro just yet. I struggle to justify the Minecraft server, but I enjoy it so much that I just do it. Okay, there we go. That is the frame of the front of the card. I just did the request access thing. Ah, I see. As the frame of the front of the card, I now need to figure out how to both draw or watercolor a butterfly. I'm going to try and do one that's in motion. So I have my sketch pad here. I should have my pencils here. Yes. We're going to do a sketching. I might put this in here so then that it flattens. Oh, that's perfect. Yes. It's going to flatten as I draw. There we go. I'm literally going to look up how to draw a butterfly. How to draw a butterfly flying. Or perched, I guess. I could do one that's perched on a flower. Art by Samjan. I trust you, Samjan. I trust you with my life. Oh, that's cute. Yeah, it's pretty much exactly what I expected in terms of it being mostly about the color. Samjan, I trust you with my life. So a little circle for the head. Little thing coming off for the thorax, and then it has a little worm body, and then that ends there, this ends there, and then big wings. How's he done those? It's interesting with his version, he's done like the wings as the same thing. I don't know if that makes sense. He's done the wings as like unseparated, which is... Oh, he then moves on to separate them. That's interesting. I would probably draw them separately to give them that separation. And that looks like one wing on top of the other. And then a lot of the devil is in the details, as expected. I want it to be obviously a butterfly. I don't necessarily want to do a particular species or a particular pattern. But I will take my knowledge of the butterfly patterns and apply that to this. I do have a little butterfly guide which I could refer to, but I don't have a clue where that is. That's like the ancient archives of my room. The flower guide. Shall I do it perched on a flower? Yeah, there's no way I'm going to find those within stream time. My little wildlife guides. They're great little wildlife guides. But I like to misplace them, clearly. Nearly. Lurkamo while I order some dinner. All good. All good. All Gucci. And then I think I would have to make this one, that would have to be the outer wing. And then the inner wing I would do here. A bit lower down like that. That's how you'd have to do it, I think. And then that would give the perspective that, not that the inner wing is smaller, but that it's facing you. that mean that that one down the bottom is going to have to be bigger? I'm not the best with perspective. No, it would still be smaller. But equal in length. You see what I mean? Where it's like folded in. The most difficult part of this is going to be drawing the pattern on both wings, but making one of them look more squished up than the other. I'm happy for it to be cartoonish. It's not supposed to be like a biblically accurate butterfly. I may get one of my pictures of the butterflies up. Because I'm happy to work off of my own photograph. Because that would mean that it's like fully mine. But I don't think I have one in a good position. I don't think I even have the thing on here. Oh, I have all the bookmarks in there. I forgot that they were in there. Is it in the backup? The phone camera backup? That's just a lot of pictures of Cosmo. That's just a lot of pictures of Cosmo. That's just a lot of pictures of my baby. I think mostly it's saved to my phone. I have sent them to myself before though. So I will have to go into my Facebook weirdly. Because I like to send stuff to myself on Facebook rather than email. Because I guess I'm a masochist. And then I will decide on what kind of pattern I want for the butterfly. I think that I'll do it in like a plain pattern, which is like a gatekeeper, but with the colors of like a what do you call them? What do you call them? Peacock butterfly. They're cute. He's a good cozy boy. He's a good cozy boy. He's responding so well to his treatment. I took a video of him. I wish I could send it, but it's got my mother's face in it. I took a video of him taking his meds, and it's so funny because he just sort of freezes and hopes that she'll go away. Like he won't be noticed if he just stays very still. He's just a funny little guy. Did I email them to me? How did I get them saved to my phone? I must have emailed them. Well, I can work from my phone, I suppose. It's just low on charge. Alright. Let me find the picture that I'm looking for. I must have emailed it to myself, because there's no way that I would have the edited version. You just scroll through all my nudes really quick. They're all pictures of Cosmo. If I'm realistic here, they're all pictures of the cozy boy. The cozy baby. This is that bee picture I took around the same time. This is the picture I was looking for. That one. I might work from this one. Because that gives such a clear view of what the patterns are and what the perspective is. Because you can see the ridges on the wings. That one. You share them with me, the Cozy Boy pics and the nudes. Oh yeah? Also, I need to respond to this text. It's a big text. I'm not texting and streaming. I would never. Oh, someone just sent me the nicest message. The nicest message. I nearly just said someone, I head you instead of I hear you. Which, I don't know what kind of role play I'm going for. Okay. So I have that picture on my phone camera that I can work from. Because this is obviously, like, a bit more of a mystical butterfly, where I'm happy to make, like, my own pattern on it. UK butterfly patterns. But I'm gonna struggle with the, like, if I'm gonna do lots of, like, dots and dashes. Like, if I were to do a peacock butterfly, which has circles at the tip of its wings. So there's a circle down here, which I guess would be slightly flatter than the circle up here, which would be fully round. And so I would struggle to understand that. But then it's not the same on the underside of the wing. Because that would be the overside of the wing and that would be the underside of the wing. Which this drawing tutorial is not taken into account. It's just done these, like, basic patterns. Butterflies are so pretty. Good job, God, on that one. Sweet chili chicken wrap, large fries, large Coke, and a Galaxy McFlurry because I hate my colon. Fuck your colon, Pale! That sounds fucking amazing! I just downed that water. I'm probably gonna need to pee in a bit. Ugh. So, if it's like a fictional butterfly like that, which has lots of, like, things like that, I'm happy for that too. But I'm gonna have an attempt at drawing this picture that I've taken. And I may even put it into a... Can I put it into a grid on here? I don't want to do, like, a full copy, but I just want to help understand what's going on in that. So if I were to draw from... If I were to just get... There's the midline, which is like this. Then there's the wings, which are like that. And there's the bottom of the wings, which are like that. You can see it's much, like, closer in that side. Probably not well seen on stream, but forgive me. I just want to get, like, a bare bones sketch on. You see how warped that wing is? That's, with the perspective with no shading, it just looks terrible. That's quote 600. Beautiful. Thank you. Rather fuck yours. Ooh, Pale. Are they stopping for lunch? You know I have to masticate. Yeah, you do. How you doing, Jeff? Friday jump scare. Hey, B. How you doing? And if I'm to add the body of that guy, which is like this, and then he has a little knee, and then he has his little face, which is like, he has his little eyes, and then his little beak, and then he has two big antennas. That's what he looks like from the side. It's almost like straight down, like... That's going to be really hard to translate onto the page. Cold? Oh, bless you. Cold sucks. Why are you cold? Are you outside? I'm realizing the enormity of the task that I have picked up to do today. I'm realizing the enormity of how long this is going to take for me to try and draw a simple butterfly. But I wish to draw the simple butterfly. Today I go broke picking up half a steer from the butcher. Ooh, Jeff! What are you going to turn it into? Biltong? So how do I translate that, which is the correct shape, into actually looking like something? The answer is I don't know. And that it would be much easier for me to draw this fictional type instead. I think it's a devil of detail. And while that is the correct shape, it doesn't come with any of these, like, fluffy bits down here. It doesn't take into account those two dotted bits, which is mirrored on this side as a full dotted bit. It doesn't take into account all of the fur in the middle. But I don't know how much of this I want to draw. And I need to also have it as perched on something. There's a leaf in this, which comes up like this, which is good, but I think I would like to stage him, like, on a lavender. All the things. Feeds the fam for most of the year. Nice, Jeff. I suppose you need a good freezer for that. Yeah, it looks better with the plant next to it. This is just a rough sketch. Please know that it's not going to look like this. I need to know how to watercolor a lavender. Just a single stalk of lavender, I think. There, I like that one. So I will do a single stalk of lavender. I will do this gatekeeper butterfly. I'll work directly off of the pic. Because then I can say it's all my own work because I even took the picture. But I will give it the... It has this border of tones, which comes around like this, which needs to be a blue / brown. This needs to be a light brown. Furry texture. And then these parts are yellow and veined. So let's try and get a sketch of this in. I struggled with sketching for watercolor because watercolor, a lot of it is filled in and informed by the color. You add texture not with the pencil but with the brushes. So all I need to do is get a nice sketch of the dimensions of this. That is all I need to do with this. That's why I've got it separated into a nice grid on my my piece of paper there. So let's pop the grid into here. Let's make it long. Yeah, about that. Grid. And then I'll get a proper sketch of this done, I think. Or at least attempt to. heck of a freezer. Like a deep freeze. Like a deep, deep freeze. The thick body of this butterfly, because it's such a zoom in. We need that going. We need this going. There. We need the leg. There. That leg's a bit long. It is long in the picture though, but it's not that long. This goes up and above real quick. And then this goes down, directly down, which is so hard to capture. Goes briefly into this section and then cuts back immediately when it comes into the next one. Comes back up here. That is so hard. Perspective is... I will always struggle with perspective. Always. But that just defies logic right there. You know what? We're following the plan. It always looks longer in the pictures. Jeff. And this one comes out from the middle of the body out there, which looks incredibly thin, and does that, which is a weird shape that you wouldn't associate with a butterfly, but it is true to what is on the page. So that's the actual shape of the picture. Wild. Wild. Wild that that should be my butterfly shape. Let me refine it a bit. And then those lines don't go all the way back into the body because the body is coloured and furry. We had this like weird fur. That's all held in shadow. This comes far more up to the neck than I've drawn it. So I'm going to go ahead and fix that. No, I just got off the phone and I cannot tell you any other new thing that I didn't mention before. Oh my god, what a waste of time. How you doing, Jerry? That is almost... That's like directly behind that. And thins out like that. Pattern on the wing, much thicker on the second wing. Jerry! Sorry, I don't know why that made me laugh. That goes back in and has some fur coming off it. Weirdly enough, the fur goes in that direction on this wing. Don't know if it's supposed to, but... And then it comes out like this. And then does this as part of the fan pattern. One comes out and does that and has a bit more of a rigid thing going on. Again, comes a bit further up to the neck. That is the perspective of the picture, which just does not feel right at all. But hopefully, with the right amount of coloring in, it will. Noot doot doot. Hey Jerry, I got secret good news that I hush had not to be talked about publicly. Are you gonna DM it to me? I won't read it out on stream, I promise. I promise. I promissimo. And so this is like almost the example that the eye's gonna follow. For the pattern, certainly. I'm actively getting screenshots. This is good! Show me all the tea. So if I were to draw this as a thing that's not photorealistic though, is that going to lose a lot of detail? Or do you think that I can do this in a way that's not photorealistic? Oh, a lot of detail. I see. When you put the veins in, that helps a lot of the perspective make sense. Bless me. That makes a lot of the perspective make sense when you add the veins in. I didn't pay enough attention putting those in. Yeah, that adds a lot to it. So no idea how to do the body other than it needs to have a bit of a bump over this way. And then all of this bit is obscured. So that would just be one block of colour. Some people draw them like worms, which is fine. But my guy's not a worm. Well, he wouldn't do any more detail than that. And then I would have it. I think I would lower this arm. Because in the picture, my guy is reaching out a bit. And then I would have this on. Some lavender. And it has to add up so that the guy is feeding from one of the lavender things. Or at least trying to, you know? So I'm going to have to make sense of... That guy's coming from down there. Goes from down. Lavender grows fairly straight. So I'll do it like this. And then I'll have to fill in some background pieces as well. Like there'll be lavender peeking out. So I'll have to plan that, but I will do the butterfly first and the lavender afterwards. Link isn't working. I am voring my PC. Don't you bring vor into my Christian Minecraft channel. How dare you? How dare you? How's my thing drying? Oh, it's going great. Look at that. That's flattened out beautifully. Keep it in there. So I want to all but trace this onto this piece of paper, which is the watercolor piece of paper. If I could just boom and transfer that, that would be great, but I don't have any tracing paper. So I'm going to have to draw the entire thing again, which sucks. But this way we get to glue it down, we get to make our little stage for it, and then we get to watercolor it, which is going to make my brain very happy. I need to draw the actual size it needs to be, which needs to be based on the card, but the cutout that I have of the card is here. So that is how big the actual drawing needs to be. The rest is to mount the card. Hopefully I don't get it too out of perspective. If I draw it directly in the middle, it won't matter. Yeah. Yeah, pretty much perfect on that. So I need to put this into this. So it needs to be a bit smaller. Let me... I think I will put a background color on it. So... Oh, is that break time already? Oh my goodness. So let me draw this border out so that I can glue it. Sorry, stick it. In my bottom. Okay, that is not a straight frame. Sorry, it's bothering me that it's not straight. In Pride Month too. Oh my goodness. What a hate crime. It's our break time, I should be resting my hands. And I'm just not. If anyone's wondering if that's a Viking history ruler, yes it is. I bought it. I know it's for kids, but I bought it for myself. Because I love joy. Alright. So we're in a... Oh no, we're in focus mode. I'm not sure why we were in a break. Maybe it just did click, but let's rest our hands anyway. Let's do a little hand exercise. And then we shall glue this thing down. Get rid of a lot of the rubber dust as well. That gets all caught in the watercolours. I sent the hush hush thing on Discord. Use the break to look at how cool. Let me see, let me see. Oh, Jerry! I have more, but they're saying hush hush. Oh, Jerry! 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 That first picture though. Yes! That is hype! How are you feeling about it? The 19th is going to be so much fun. Yeah, it is. That does look really cool, Jerry. I'm hyped for you. How satisfying is it though when you tape something down and the tape just slides flat? That makes brain very happy. I'm doing a giveaway of one of the things I'm sending you right now. Give me. Thank you, Jerry. Me. Jerry, that's so cute and lovely. Shall I do the perspective thing again? Yeah, I think I will. I'm no artist, and I understand that I'm not an artist, but she tries. Nobody tries like a person who wants to be. It needs to be the faintest line on the page. Haven't been this excited about life in ages. Oh my goodness, Jen. I'm excited for you. Well done. You've gotten a lot done there. Let me bring out the old measuring ruler here. That is exactly 9 centimeters across. So 4.5 centimeters is here. This is 15 centimeters across. So half of 15 is 7.5, which is here. So, sorry, 7.5. Yeah. So that's my midpoint. It doesn't look like my midpoint, but it is my midpoint. I'd love to have a see-through ruler right now. That be the midpoint of the piece, not the page. Just the piece. So, if that's my midpoint, then I need to put my ruler directly in the middle of that. And then do 3 lines. Or, how many across is this? 1, 2, it's about 4. So, if I were to put this in the middle, and then I'll give it the pen space as well. I wish this ruler was see-through. Then it wouldn't have all the cool Viking facts on it. How am I supposed to learn about Eric Bloodaxe in any other way? So let's do approximately with the pencil space as well. That. And then. That does give me the sections, but the cutoff for those sections is going to be this area. But that's not heartbreaking because
it has been far too long.
no, I can make that work because I'm going to be putting the lavender in the back, aren't I? Lots of lines on this sheet of paper. Hopefully they will all make sense. That one doesn't have a proper box line. Okay, never mind, it is correct. So these boxes, these 9 boxes are what I'm working on. They all have to be kept so faint though, which is killing me. And then these boxes are the rest of it. So if I take away this, that lets me know that this is the part of it which will be stuck to the card. This has no relevance to the picture, the drawing, at all. Beautiful. And so these and these and this is my 9. Yes, that makes sense in my head. I don't know if you can see any of that on stream because I've done it so faintly. Shout out to Jerry, absolutely. Thank you for doing that, mods. I appreciate you. So it's going to end up pretty small, but that is going to help, I think, with my level of detail. I wish I could just pluck it. I have no tracing paper, so I can't trace what I've already done. But I think that that's okay. Let me raise this line ever so slightly. It seems a little off. So, the creature's head, right there. I'm already drawing it too big, I think. Creature's body goes down to here. So that's how big it's going to be. It's going to be quite small. We have these going up here. Then we have the leg. The leg actually comes out from underneath the wing, which I have done in the sketch, but not greatly. That dips down into the third box, which is actually this one, which highlights how small this is going to be compared to the original sketch. But you know what? Little butterflies are valuable. They really are. Well into this one, ends there. Goes over and out, well along to the second half of this bit. Again, I have my general shape. And then the leg. The leg bears no importance. But you know what? It's important to me. So I'm going to take some creative liberty with this. And help refine the shapes a bit. I'm going to do a sharp pencil for this. There's going to be so much debris on this desk, I'm going to have to do a full clean before I get the watercolors out. I wish I had one of those rubbers that does like I've lost my way in my head. I wish I had one of those rubbers that's like material or like putty rubbers. That's it. That's what I'm looking for. Wish I had one of those. Almost goes straight up into the body. Body needs to be a smidge longer. It needs to go back in that direction. It's not how it is in the picture, but it fixes it on the page, so I'm willing to do it. Very little lump needs to come down here, and then a lot of fur here, and then the rest of the body comes out like a worm. I guess they are all worms. They come from caterpillars, but some little eyes. Either side of the head. The little mouth I'm just going to bring to a point like that. The antenna come from between the eyes. That leg will come up like that. Okay? Yes, I hope this okay. That is my general shape. I am happy with it. The rest I'm going to need to add through the colouring. So, I'm not going to add any more detail than that, even though my mind is screaming at me to add more detail. I just need that marked up on the page. And then I will figure out the lavender afterwards. So, in the meantime, we've got to get rid of all of this so that we can add our background and that we can start laying down our colours. Then if we want to come back with a fine liner and do an outline, I'm happy to do that too. But right now I'm going to keep the least amount of marks on the page so that I can add the most detail with the watercolors possible. don't like how it's centered. I want to move it up, but in terms of the card, I can do that anyway. So I'll just cut it short on one of the corners. Okay, yes, yes. I hope yes. I hope yes for this. So. I will do the background first, but before that I've got to get all of my watercolours out. I've got to fetch some water, because I've not done it. And the rest is history. Voila! I could stand to make the background a bit bigger, actually. I only just thought of that. Actually, let me take this tape off. It doesn't matter how much of the background I paint, because it will fit onto the card in whichever way I choose. That was a completely null move from me. There was no reason for me to do that. Sorry, lurking while I sort out some leather orders with Jinx and Candy. Oh my goodness, what are they getting? We're going to be your first client. Clientele. There's my watercolor. There's my mixer, which I've clearly not cleaned very well. I've clearly not done that super well. And let me get some water from my... Let me get some water from here. Keep it in a little jug. That'll do, because there's not going to be a huge amount of watercolour that's going down on the page. And I'm going to start with a nice light green, I think. 2 collars and leads for the 2 doggos! Oh, yeah! They deserve those. They're such cutie patooties. In order for me to do the background, do I need to plan the lavender? The answer is probably. It depends how light the background's going to be. Being the test subjects for the non-kink collars and leads. Hey, Pale, well done you! I have some of the lavender's going to be like around here. Some of the heads of lavenders are going to be around here. Some of them are going to be going up like this. So if I leave those little circles that I've just put on slightly blank on, though, that's where I'm supposed to put a little bit of the lavender. Right, for background colour, we need lots and lots of water and hardly any pigment, which is why I brought my jug with me. I think light green would be the best. I don't have a super light green on here, but we'll do an undertone of yellow, because that will tie it in with the butterfly too. I mean, that is the thinnest watercolour I've ever mixed. I do want it to be primarily green, so I'm going to need some more pigment. Can I, like, drag that over? Hang on, this is a high risk, but hopefully a high reward move. Yes, I can do it. Yes! It sounded like Jeremy Clarkson. Though, Clarkson's Farm has come out now, and I'm really excited about it. Okay, background colour, test. Yeah, it's my, like, standard greeny one that I go for. I like this colour. So let me take off as much as I can. As I care to. Not get it stuck in the watercolour I've just painted. And then just not paint those other bits. Has it? I know what I'm doing this weekend. Oh, it's so good, Pale, as always. As always, it's just classic. It's just brilliant. And yeah. Yeah, no spoilers. It's brilliant so far. There's only 4 episodes out, but they're all pretty good. When my brother went to Germany and he almost immediately got homesick, he sat in a hotel room with my parents who had just dropped him off and watched Clarkson's Farm to help with the homesickness, and it really helped. Speaking of which, was we doing a watch party? Yes, we were. I'm working, so I'm happy to host, but I will be coming home a little late. So I'll probably start it at 7. And watch out for a message of me saying I'm running late because I'm taking the bus. So unsure, but I would love to do a Mrs. Doubtfire watch party. Hello. Help is on the way, dear! Lady Magora, how are you? It's good to see you. You had a rest instead of writing club, right? How was the rest? Did you get what you needed out of it? Christian and I had varying degrees of success in the writing club. I did absolutely nothing because my home environment is difficult at the moment. But Christian did lists. Tired? Oh, yes I did. I'm glad. I'm really, really glad. How are you doing otherwise? Well, I hope. Putting a background on a bit of watercolor paper really just makes me feel like the world is my oyster. Like I can do anything with this. I think I may go in with fine liners for this, just for the veins of it, because I'm not going to have a paintbrush thin enough to do that. I'm not going to have a hand steady enough either. I've tried to leave those marks mostly free. To leave space for the lavender, but I've gone through a couple of them. Hopefully it won't matter because the background is such a... It's such a... Like, it's not meant to be noticed. Feel bad for not attending Discord Writing Club lately. It's the thing that I kind of initiate. Never feel bad. I enjoy it. I get work done there. Never feel bad about that, Lady Magora. Ever. You are most valued and most loved for starting it. And if you can attend, that's great. But if you can't, don't worry about it. I dropped my paintbrush. That's probably the smallest paintbrush that I have. So let's build up the colours from brightest to darkest. Let's start with that lovely yellow, which I'm going to use this yellow for. And I'm going to put it on quite concentrated. It needs to fade into another bit, but I will mix that as I go, I think. Back with Norm. Sorry I didn't hear you reply about the watch party. I'm gonna host the Mrs. Doubtfire one, I think. What do you think? Help is on the way, dear. That doesn't feel concentrated enough. I need it to be like bright yellow. Oh, indeed it is. Because this is the lightest color, I can also spread it wherever I like. Is that break time already? My goodness. Put a smidge of water on that because it is just like concentrate. Like undiluted juice. Not pay attention to the break timer. Someone tell me off. Not that I'd be into that. I'd never be into that. Alright, break time. Stretch those hands. Woo! It was the run by Fruiting! Did you not tip him? It's such an iconic movie and I've wanted to watch it for a while. So I'll dig out the DVD from the archives. I shall indeed. I feel like maybe I want to use this one for these bits. But it's just, it's going to be such a small picture that any paintbrush bigger than this guy is going to just ruin it. It's going to be big blobs. Big blobs for Ron. And then I'm going to get my finest of fine liners. I can only see my brush fine liner. I do my 0.8 fine liner, but that's pretty thick too. I mean, that's thick. Yeah, that's too thick. I had this very fine liner that's like a 0.03. I'll maybe use the 0.02 one. And I'll try and put some more detail onto it at the end, but that's going to be my final resort. I'm going to try and paint as much as I possibly can. Onwards we go, into the abyss. This is just going to be a nice thick layer of this. Concentrated down, because if this spreads, then no problem, because it's the background colour to everything. That only has the tiniest bit of yellow down here, but let's spread it out. Now it's an orange butterfly, so we're going to start adding these tones as it gets slightly darker, which is towards the main body of it. Something caught in the paint there. There we go. It will hopefully help blend it in with the body, which is just a big furry it's a big furry brown. Noon, I have bad news again. Oh no, what happened? What's going on, Jerry? What is the bad news? The bad people. Do I have a brown? Yeah, I do have a brown. God for that. I'm going to mix a nice brown and yellow together. Try and make that into a nice little orange. For the main body. I don't know why that got bubbly. think I'm going to implode, aka I have to restart my... Restart? What are you restarting it for? Are you a masochist? Do you want to do this? What are you doing? Google isn't helping and neither is the Discord server that I'm in for rigging. Oh no. Jerry. What is this? What happened? Alright, this is going to end up in a few of different ways. This is either going to end up looking great, or it's going to end up looking like one... Oh, it's going to end up looking like one big blob, isn't it? I'm going to have to accept that it's going to look like one big blob and then come in and add details with a pen afterwards. It's just the same colour. I added so much brown. How is that the same colour? I've done that well, but I'm not entirely sure how. Using a very dry brush right now, which is not a good idea for watercolour. And then I'm going to do... The eyes are actually lighter in the picture, but because of... I don't know. Should I make them lighter or darker? They're lighter in the picture, but I feel like that's going to be more confusing than anything. Let's make them darker. Cue Newt having a fight with just herself. Oh my god, she's done the eyes. What the hell? Who is she? She's painting in so much detail. Who is this woman? It can't be me. Ah, that's just a blob. God damn it. I need to dry brush that, I think. I think dry brushing for getting the fur down is the best idea. That's darker than I thought it would be, but you know what? We're committed to it now. Okay, it does blend pretty well, never mind. Forget I said anything. I know exactly what I'm doing. Line down there needs to be much thinner. But I'll have to come back and fix that in a bit, because otherwise it's not going to work, because I'll be trying to take off a darker colour. Like a fool. Don't know if I'm going to include these like little bluey bits which show up on the picture. It's an option. That one goes in really far. This. we go. How are we viewing this so far? What do you think of it so far? Do we see the vision? I'm having fun. If this turns out badly, I can at least say that I had fun. Someone's messaging me. Who's messaging me? Who's messaging me on... Can you not see that I am watercolouring, you fools? I'm losing a bit of the colour, I think. I'm getting close to a dry brush. No, don't fade on me now, camera. Don't die on me. I'd love to be good at something. I'd love to be good at watercolor or good at, like, inherently good at something. Do you know what I mean? I think everybody wishes that, though, about something. Everyone wishes they could do something without all the hours of practice that comes with it. Nothing to it but to do it. Go. Yes? Is the vision visioning? Okay, I need to do the main body, and I'm going to do that in a dry brush of dark brown. But I may try a dry brush of yellow first. Just to see what that's like, because the body is quite bright on the picture. I don't know how to dry brush properly, though. I know you need a dry brush. Surprise, surprise. Dry brush. So I'm looking to do the patterns of, like... Okay, it's just blending in. Yes, that works. Watch me never be able to replicate that again. Dry brushing is really weird. Trying to pick up paint and it's just like clinging to it. Trying to put it down and it's just not. I'm getting the desired effect though. I'm gonna have to do several layers of it, but I am getting the desired effect. Which needs to run down all of the body. I may mix some of this up as a wet paste. And then let it dry a bit and dry brush with that, because it's a little hard. I'll mix it up with a nice big brush. Big brush for Ron. That is the perfect body colour. That's exactly what I want. But I need it dry. Get that green out of it. Oh, I just put my finger in gross paint water. What am I doing? Like a fool! Get a slightly darker tone in there. I love that, but it's a liquid. That's getting closer to what I want. So hard to push the pigments off the paintbrush with no water. That's the colour I want. I've got it. Whether I can put this on well, whether it's going to come out as a lump, I don't know. It's sort of a lump. It's not bad, though. Not a bad lump. It's not a heffalump. It's distinct from the body, which is nice. And then I will need to do some... I will need to do the veins in this colour to help blend it all in. Don't actually know how I'm planning to do the veins, though. I think I can get away with a few. God, this paintbrush is too big, but it's the smallest that I have. Somehow managed to do these little dotted lines, which I like. And then I'll put a further fade on those to help blend them in. These need to match up with these. That. There's a lot more than 3 of them. And this area is just dark on the picture, so I'm going to paint this just dark. Blend with me, blend with me. Okay, I think I've gotten used to the technique, but it means that these ones are completely outdated and I need to redo them. It's not going to look the same, which is going to bother me. Yeah? Are we seeing the little butterfly take shape? Low-key proud of this. High-key proud of it. Okay, there's the little antenna. Now for the little legs. Doing, 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 doing. Hello. Who is here? My goodness, who is here? Who is here? I can't see you. Hello. Ilathino? Hello. Is it Ilya or Illa? Hello, how are you? It's lovely to meet you. Thank you for raiding in. Thank you for trusting your community with me. Who are you? What do you do? My name is That Writer Woman. I am a writer, except today I am a painter. We do Crafting Fridays on this channel, and today I am attempting to paint in miniature a picture that I took a while ago of a butterfly, and it's going to be for a card for my mother. Is it Leah or Ilya? Bit of a split case. Mondays are craft, Fridays a game, but mainly make cards and has come to be nosy. Ooh. Let me see. Leah, there we go. Thank you. It's lovely to meet you. This is going to be the main frame of the card. I've never made a card before, but I do crafty things like decoupage and stuff. So this is the main frame of the card, and then that butterfly is going in the middle. Does that make sense? That go in there. Pretty. Thank you. Thank you for coming in and being curious and trusting your community with me. They are in sort of safe hands. I hope your stream went well. Were you making cards? I'm gonna have to give my paints a bloody good clean after this. I need to get a good, like, blending colour. I would need that to blend out into this. Yeah, like that. At the moment, it's just a smidge too sharp. Now I have the lines on, I feel a bit more bolstered in confidence too. Because the lines worked, they only bloody worked. There we go. I'm tempted to stop there on the butterfly and move on to the lavender. I am normal, I swear. Jerry, you know that that's not true. You said doo-doo. Jerry. I was chill gaming today doing lemon cake. What's lemon cake? I've never heard of it. Going back to the walls. You go back to hiding in my walls? Okay, I need to practice watercoloring lavender because I don't have a clue how to do this. And I need the butterfly to be perched on something. I've left spaces for lavender. Watercolor lavender, right. Yeah, it's blobs of light and dark purple. Blueberries are fucking purple. They're blobs of light and dark purple on a yellowy green stick. AI generated? Get your fucking AI watercolor out of here. I'm trying to do this with my real hands. You know, who on Etsy is selling AI okay, I need to calm down. Who on Etsy is selling AI-generated watercolor lavender pictures? It cannot be that difficult to learn. It's dots. It's literally dots. It's fancy dots. Making me mad, making me mad. Sorry, bit of a rant. No one is normal here. It's fine. We're all weird in our own special way. Exactly, Pale. BRB. All good. Created by someone who streams on her. They made it live. It's basically a cozy cafe that you restore and make all the sweet cakes so you can unlock a cat adoption area. So it's like a cute little bakery cat cafe kind of thing. I adore that premise. Okay. I need to mix up several purples. I do not have a purple in this watercolor set, interestingly. I just spilt paint on my pantaloons! My pantaloons! I'm grabbing some tissue. Not to save my pantaloons, fuck these pantaloons, but to save the tray. I have to go start the fight to get the toddler in bed, but if your card sounds like it will be so sweet. I hope so. It's going to be my mother's birthday soon, and she's been taking real good care of me recently, because I have a few disabilities, and they've really been rearing their ugly head. I had this beautiful moment of independence where I was doing stuff on my own, and it was like brilliant and lovely, and now I feel a little bit this week that it's been a bit more difficult, but she has been taking care of me, and it's her birthday soon, so she deserves a pretty card. So I hope I can make one. So, if colour theory is to be believed, I do believe that purple is red and blue. Revolutionary, I know. So, I have different types of red. I have this lovely deep, rich red, which is the closest I'd say to a purple that I have, but it's so rich. It's like a crimson. It has that slightly bruisier colour. Then I have two different types of blue. Again, a dark one and a light one. I'm tempted to go for the light one. And then I will make several versions of this, because lavender itself is not, like, super purple. It's often a mix of blues and lilacs and things. That's a nice lavender colour, actually, that I've just mixed. That's not bad. Not bad for a first attempt, eh? There we go. You can see it on screen now. I need to stop putting my fingers in the paint like a toddler. And then I will take what I've just mixed and try and turn it into a few others, diluting as I go. Like, this is my base colour. And then I'll slowly add more blue to one of them and more red to the other, and then we'll have two different lavendery colours. I think that other one that I think is a red might actually be an orange, which I sort of made my own orange for the butterfly. I've also not done the little spots on the gatekeeper butterfly yet. It doesn't have to be a particular type of butterfly, I suppose. It doesn't have to be accurate to anything. It is just a card. So that's my sort of readier one. Do a quick test of that. So that's all lavender is. You just pop those together. Because it has the same growth pattern as... what's it called? You put it on chicken. Rosemary. It has the same growth pattern as rosemary, I think. So I've added a lot of red to that one. I'm going to add a lot of blue and introduce the deeper blue to this one. And then I'll make one that's adjacent but different. And that should be enough blues to be getting on with in a lifetime. Or lilacs. I'm tempted not to go in with a fine liner, you know, and just leave that as it is. It's not perfect, but it's small and it will be viewed from a distance. And I'm happy with that. Let's take a drop of this. And a drop of this. That'll be the starting colour for the next one. I think this one I will try and do my best to make pink. Some parts of lavender are just pink. Let me look it up again. Oh no, maybe I will keep to the AI fucking generated. If I see another AI generated thing on a piece of lavender, I swear to Jesus Christ himself, whom I don't believe in anymore, I'm gonna get you. Let's make a dark blue and then a light lilac. So I have a light blue, a dark lilac, and a light lilac. That's gonna work for me. That is gonna work in my favor. God knows what this is gonna look like at the end. I'm happy with the butterfly, so it stands to reason that I will now ruin it with the lavender. Let's get some white. Let's get a white base down for this one. It's gonna look a bit washed out. How are we doing for time, by the way? I haven't been timing this stream. I've been having so much fun. Still coming up as a light blue. You can never quite get rid of what's on your paintbrush. There we are, and then I'm going to grab the lilac that I've already mixed. Pop a smidge of it into there. Yeah? Picking up what I'm putting down? Alright, those are the 4 colours that are going to go into the lavender. And I will need a colour for the lavender stalks, but I'll just use a regular green to add those up. Back. Hey, pal, how you doing? We're at 2 hours 13. My goodness. Okay, so we got 45 minutes to get these lavenders in. What do you think so far? I have a feeling the bigger paintbrush might do better for the lavender. Let me just grab the picture of the lavender watercolor. So what I need to do is I need to have a main... That was a ding. What are we doing with the ding? We're going back into focus mode. I'm missing the breaks. Why am I missing the breaks? Okay, slight break. Stretch those fingies. Have a drink. Have a snack. I might use the loo. I might pee, actually. So I will see you in 2 minutes before I pee. And then I will get back to paint the lavender and then put the card all together. And hopefully it will look very nice indeed. While I'm gone, Pale's in charge. If I see any quotes, if I see any reference to the word boobies, you'll all be banned. So I'm afraid those are the rules today. See you in a bit. Hello, hello, I am back. Hey! You're banned, Pale. You're banned. Those are the rules, I'm afraid. You're banned. I'm in charge now, so screw the rules. I make the rules now. How was everything while I was gone? Did we do good things? Did we think good thoughts? Right, let me make myself a nice green. I'm just going to use this generic green. I don't actually know what that colour in the side is. I feel like it's a deep indigo. That will be the stalks. Put me in charge. I changed the rules. This is true. You can do that. So the new rule has to admit she's a good girl every time she's caught texting and streaming. So I never get caught texting and streaming. Fun fact is because I am so good at it and I'm so like inconspicuous with it that I've never actually been caught. So good luck. Need to put lots of little bits down at the bottom. I think I'm coming in with the line too thin. The tiny butterfly, so the stalks are going to look fairly large in comparison. My first midline, lovely. You can see that I'm not confident with it because you can see that I'm doing it bit by bit instead of in one big line. I'd love to get confident enough with watercolour to do things in one big line. Now lavender grows straight. That line is a bit wiggly for me. So I'm going to do these ones. They do need to be a bit thicker too. Maybe not that thick. Steady hands, steady hands. Steady hands and pure thoughts. That's me. Is anyone buying it? Did you manage to open the video yet, Pale? There's one joke in the video I want to reference. If you haven't seen it, it's not going to make any sense. Yeah, we're back on. I think it's just you and me, Pale, right now. Everyone's busy on a Friday, and I do think that the artistic stuff, makers and crafting, gets less than things like just chatting and gaming. But you know what? I enjoy it so much. I do not care. I need to go through the heads with the green. So there's one up there that I've missed. I have not yet. All good, but there's a joke in it that I want to reference where it's just like, how long can I keep going with this bit? The answer is probably not much longer. This little patch of lavender. Lavender grows in like little stalks like that. Add these bits on. There's like sort of almost leaves. Make it look a bit thicker down at the bottom too. They have rough leaves. Doubt I'll be able to capture that, but I'll give an attempt. This is part of the background, so I'm not putting a huge amount of stock into it. I want the butterfly to be the clear thing here. The thing to look at. but I also don't want to rush. Does lavender have smooth leaves or raggedy leaves? The picture I'm looking at has raggedy leaves, but it just occurred to me if a lot of the pictures are AI, they might not know. Oh, the answer looks like thin but raggedy. They're like little spokes of, little spokes of, like that. With bits coming off. We'll do a few of these. It's right at the bottom of the card, so this isn't even going to be seen. Go, look at that. Now we're getting into it. Foliage. Tempted to add a different shade of green to it. This will not go unpunished. Don't know what you mean. Don't know what you mean. I'm a Catholic. Do you not know I'm a Catholic? I'm a Catholic. Add a little bit of that yellow from earlier. Mix it all in. Mixer, mixer. I'm tempted to add a smidge of like deeper blue. Don't want that to go too far though. Ooh, yes. Right decision. Right decision. Yes. That's not even blue. I think that's green. I think I had a secret green. Masquerading as a blue. Okay, here we go. Add some depth of colour. This is quite wet, so I don't want it to splodge. I do not wish for you to splodge. This music is relaxing me muchly. Honestly, looks a little bit like bamboo. All of this is below the level of the card. I don't even know why I'm painting it. This is all going to be covered up. There, I think that's good enough. It's a good representation of lavender. I might do a few extra little bits. Again, won't really be seen on the card, but I want it to look like a full thing of lavender. So I'll put a few extra bits. Just growing up here and here. Like little shoots. The young ones. There we are. Now the hard bit. I need to do all of those little lilac blobs. I need to make them look like they're all growing in the same direction. And I need to make it look good, I guess. A lot of people have done lavender very differently, but there seems to be... The general consensus is that it grows in like little fronds. So let's try my best. Let's start with the light lilac. And it sort of comes out like that. Like little star shapes. And then they grow together like that until the top. May need to go a bit bigger with it. Bigger and rounder. Yeah, bigger and rounder. Trust the brush. And I'm going to do exactly the same on all of them, except I'm going to make it darker and do it in different tones. And then hope that that works as a bit of a thing. I also do think that I need to make it bigger proportionally. Lavender's quite big. So we'll go in with the next colour in a bit once that's dried. Would take a second. Bigger and rounder makes me think of something. I'm sure you mean non-sinful things. I'm sure you mean like the globe and global warming. I'm sure that's what you mean by that. Oh, that colour's coming out like exactly the same. That's not what I thought it would come out as. Interesting. Maybe it needs to dry a bit. Let's try a blue. Yeah, that's a bit more like it. Coming out a bit splodgy, but I'm okay with that. Yeah, it's almost like that lilac that I put down is going to become the background colour. We like? I like so far. Do you know, I've never heard a man sneeze at a reasonable volume. I just heard a man sneeze. And it was honestly ridiculous. Globes, yes, that's one name for them. Globes. Ah, yes, the globes. bit of the dark blue up in here. I mean, it's not as, like, sharp and detailed as I wanted, but for a first attempt at ever doing either of these, watercoloring both lavender and a little guy, I'm quite proud of those. You're gonna have to go back in with a bit of the background colour and do these bits. And hopefully not spread too much. You can see that it's noticeable that I've left those bits blank. Let's just put some dabs of it in. Okay, what do you think? That is it finished for me. I don't sneeze at a reasonable volume either. Most of the time it sneaks off of me, it suddenly sounds like I'm doing a war cry. Just, ah! The full, ah! I might add a smidge of this secret orange that I... It's just so bloody bright. Just up in here with the fur. Yeah. I would call that done. I might do a few touch-ups and things, but I think that that's ready to install into the card, for which I will need sticky stuff. I have a box of sticky stuff. I don't know if any of the glue is going to be good enough, though, to hold this. Let me see what glue I have. If I roughed it up, then I could use PVA glue. That would be fairly easy. I've got double-sided tape. That might be the best option here. Where is my double-sided tape? Did I put it out onto the desk earlier? I touched it earlier. Yeah, double-sided tape's great for paper craft, so maybe I'll use this. But I think that that is done, and I am ready to put that all together, provided it's dry. Needs a smidge more on the lavender, but... It's either the culture or the whole achoo. But you never get, like... You never just go, achoo. Double-sided tape is what's holding a lot of your gift together. It's deceptively strong, isn't it? Right, what do we think of that? It looks a lot better on stream than it looks in person, but I think that that's because I can see it in a lot more detail. And I've also painted it. When you look at something that you've done for too long, it starts to go a bit stir-crazy. Okay, so let's see what it looks like set into the card before I actually glue it in. Let's see what we think. What do we think? Pretty? I hope pretty. I hope pretty. I think pretty, but I hope pretty. So I will go ahead and double-sided tape this down. I'll give it my best shot. The double-sided tape's really good for edges. So maybe I'll double-sided tape the edges and then have a think about the rest of it. It's really good for keeping things together, but also, like, if it has sharp edges. Really good for those things. Oh god, it's too sticky. I messed that up. It's too sticky. I catch it, I can pinch my nose just to get the heat out if it surprises me. It's a full-on dad sneeze trademark. Not the trademark dad sneeze. Well, Pale, if we do live in the ADHD mansion together, we're just gonna have to... I'm just gonna have to learn to live with the jump scares. I just get so darn jumpy. So darn jumpy. Okay, that's glued. Or that will be glued on the inside on that side. Then let's go along here. Back down. Sorry, this is going to be a lot of gluing and sticking for a bit. Gonna have to bear with. This summer you'll be able to track me by my own listening for the sneezing fits due to hay fever. No, Pale. It will be worse because I'll know you're suffering. Ah, that's going to be difficult. It's actually not wide enough for that, which means I'll have to take off the first layer first. I've crisscrossed a couple of them, which is going to make this a smidge difficult. Because I'm a fool. Because I'm a freak. I'm a weirdo. I should be taking them off as I go, I think. We live and we learn. Budding? Is that for a break? That is for a break. I actually called a break. No way. I'm gonna have to figure out how to, like, take this out from under this one. Unless it just peels, because it's like greaseproof paper. It doesn't really stick to itself. Oh, there we go. That was a lot easier than I thought it was going to be. Also, take a break. Do as I say, not as I do. Then this one's difficult because I have actually glued over this one. We peel and then re-stick. Should be fine. Make the whole thing sticky. And hopefully this thing just won't move, ever. As a Rampashi trying to try the toilet in the mansion. We'll have a toilet round every corner. I got a gastric condition, you got IBS. If Jerry's with us, she's gonna need her own toilet. We're gonna have so many toilets. And we won't just have sex in them. Ding! End of break, everyone. I did not break. I was naughty naughty. I'm fighting for space here. Let's get that into a safe place before I push it into the paint. Will you stop sticking to me? Showers and bathtubs and hot tubs and saunas and beds and floors and tables and kitchens and countertops and sofas and oh my goodness. So we are winning the Euro Mills, are we? That's going to be spenny. Unless it's all IKEA, in which case I will break it. And the garden. Oh, and the swimming pool. And the garden. The swimming pool sounds enticing. This double-sided tape is behaving. But I am sticking my fingers to it quite a bit. I'm accepting of this. I'm accepting of this. I bought this double-sided tape for tracing while I was in college, because you used to trace medical diagrams from books. I have, like, a lot of diagrams of the mammalian heart. Right, here we go. The big stick. Make sure it's the right way up. Yes, it is. Did do an exact measurement for this. So that should fit perfectly. Which it has. A little bit too perfectly because I can't close the card anymore. But we can change the fold on that. We'll need to trim it up. First, let's let it get stuck. Just that bit that's gone over. Do we like? It's gone over a bit on this side, so there's a little white edge. And this side needs trimming, as does the bottom. But other than that, that's pretty darn close to perfect. Trim these up and flatten it to within an inch of its life, I do believe, is the next steps. And then I may end up decoupaging the back, not gonna lie. That would cover up this white bit. Make things a bit more comfortable. Does it stand like a card? Yes, it do! Look at that! I'm so proud of that. That's a card, that is. That's a card. I made that. I just made that. I just made that a few hours ago. That didn't exist. And now it does. I made that. I painted that. Fuck AI, man. Fuck AI. Hey, pretty. Thank you, Vale. Like a nice swimming pool in the ADHD mansion, and a sauna, and a climbing wall, and a bar, and 2 lanes of bowling alley, and pool tables, and snooker table, and darts board, and a big kitchen, and a smoker, and a curing room, and a library, and a dedicated reading area. Oh, and a herbarium. I will be found in the herbarium and the library most of the time. Home cinema room. Hey! Not as pretty as you, but pretty. Thank you! I appreciate it! I'm so proud of it! Mixed media again, so a bit of decoupage, a bit of watercolour, and a bit of card stuff. Unsure what to do about the back, really. But I suppose the back of the card is not something you really need to think about. I could paint it. I could paint it or I could decoupage it. Decoupage has a higher chance of warping it. Oh, in an observatory, so we can look at the stars. When you win the Euro Millions, I can't wait. When. Not if, when. And then I'm tempted to print a little insert on some card here to give this bit a pattern. You know what I mean? Like a nice pattern, but I won't do that right now. I just wanted to get the front of this card done. It's not her birthday until 20-something. Doesn't mean we can't have the card ready. So the front of the card's a little bit larger than the back of the card. But I think that that's okay. It stands like a card, which is all I care about. still not sure what to do at the back. Maybe I should... No, if I'm to watercolor onto here, I'll need another watercolor page, which is going to make the card really thick. I think I'm going to print out something of a nice pattern. I just thought that maybe I could paint a little pattern in there, but then if I do put watercolor on that side of the page, which is not the watercolor paper side, it's going to make it weak. And the only reason it's still standing is because I didn't touch that side of the card with any water. That includes the PVA glue. So let's make... Okay, I've got a printer card in there. That's good. Let's make a little printer insert. A little printed page of something. Let's see what HP has to offer. HP printables are ridiculously good for what they are. Birthday. Let's see what you got, HP. They have a dinosaur one. Dinosaur. Dino-door. Dino-door. Yeah, like a nice little flowery background kind of thing. Those are all AI though. I don't want to give her with anything with AI on. Another thing I love about the HP printables is they all come from an artist. They're all attributed to an artist, which I love. Okay, let me take... Because the world is flooded with AI right now, let me make a custom Word document. I will set the background of that Word document to a... What fits with this? I'll set it to a lavender color. And I will then pick out some pictures of flowers that I have taken myself and then superimpose them in and then make them translucent. All because I want to avoid the AI. Fuck AI. As soon as I go onto Word, it's like, you want to use Copilot? No, I do not. No, I do not. Leave me alone. Leave me to the things I want to make myself. No, I don't want a watermark. I want page color. There we go. More colors. A nice light lavender. Custom it to bright. Page color. How do I make that more translucent? I can make it whiter, but not really more translucent. Alright, looks like we're doing that then. And I'll take some of the pictures that I have taken of flowers. Ooh, what if I found that picture of the bluebells? She likes bluebells. If I removed the background of that one. What's ironic is that the background remover, I bet that that's AI. But I can say that I took the picture. Alright, the background remover's not really working. Delete. Let's go on to Canva. Make a square one. Also thought about the infrastructure too. It will be nearly entirely off-grid with just internet hooked up, solar tiles on the roof and on the driveway, rainwater collection systems, and all non-permeable surfaces. Have a blackwater, greywater septic system that helps fertilize the gardens, and a full well water reverse osmosis water purification system for all water in the house. So what you're saying is we're going to survive the zombie apocalypse in style. That's what I'm hearing. See if I can get the background on this one removed. Just nothing in the internet these days is made without AI, and it's getting to me. No, I don't want to remove, I want to add. Oh, well that's confusing. There's just a little bit of the stalk that it's struggling to find. But do you know what? It's going to be fairly translucent anyway. So, I'm not going to worry too much about that. Put the Bluebell edit in there. And then I can pop that on a piece of Canva. Choose this device. I know what I'm doing, she says, not knowing what she's doing. It saved it with the background. What? Excuse me. I just removed this. Excuse me? Pardonnez-moi, excusez-moi. What if I just simply replaced it? No, let's just remove it. Oh no, go away. Remove. Background brush tool. There we go, that will do it. And then that does it. It's not the best thing I've ever done. And then make this translucent as heck. I mean, it kind of looks like shit, but it's shit that I made. And I have to remember I'm writing on top of it, so it doesn't need to matter a huge amount that it looks like shit. Let's print this out onto some card and then put it in. Oh, it's not saving the background color. Why not? Why would it not print the background color? I want my background color. Enable the background printing option in your settings. Go to File Options. Okay. File. Options. Display printing options. Display. Printing options. Print background colors and images. Got you. There it is. That's what I want. Exactly. And perhaps maybe a nuclear bunker underneath. We're gonna survive. More than that, we're gonna live. I don't want to survive. I want to live. Okay, it doesn't look as shit as it could have. It does not look as shit as it could have. And this is the bit I'm going to write over, so I'm totally okay with it being a little bit shit. Because the happy birthday message is going to be on this bit. Let's make it like... I'll try and keep the bluebell in the center. It definitely needs straightening out on that one side. Okay, yeah, it does need cutting in. Let's make this as even as humanly possible. We'll have to do it by eye, though. Which kind of sucks. I can already see that that's not straight. I can already see that you're not straight. Maybe it is straight. Don't do this to me. It don't look straight. By eye, that looks what's straight to me. God, I wish I had a guillotine. Not for the paper craft, I just got suddenly very annoyed by the French aristocracy. They've got to go. Let's do it by eye next to the card. That's going to be the most accurate thing. Okay, that will do for the little insert, methinks. Again, looks a lot better on stream than it does in person. There we are. I think I will glue this in. But not with super wet glue, if that makes sense. with some of the PVA that I have, the pure PVA. Hey, listen! I thought I could get away with it! I'm not texting and streaming. I would never. You guys have my full attention at all times. I'm gonna use the glue on it, then I'm gonna need to rough it up a smidge. Have a small bit of sandpaper. Maybe rough it up. Roughing up paper before sticking it is such a small step, but it makes such a difference for sticking. It makes such a difference for sticking. Okay. Let me get my little glue. Follow the rolling girl I know you to be. I don't know who that is, but it's not me. Because I've never actually been a good girl. I'm a bad boy. That's me. I'm a bad boy. I was raised on the wrong side of the tracks. We all know Oxfordshire's the wrong side of the tracks. Bullshit. Bullshit. You can't call bullshit on that. There's so much wealth in Oxfordshire. All you have to do is walk through the charity shops and you realise how much wealth you're surrounded by in Oxfordshire. I may have just got some glue on the front. No. No glue on the front, please. Here we go. A little stick. Doesn't have to be perfect, this bit. I wanted to do two things. I wanted to reinforce that side of the card, and also it was too plain, so it's something to open up on. It's a bit of a mishmash, this card, but I'm not mad about it, and I love being able to say that every single bit of the card is something that I've done. You know it. Nuh-uh! Nuh-uh! Right, I am going to pack away, or I'm going to start packing away. And I will wait for that to flatten and then give you the final product, or what I think will be the final product at the end. Because I need to do some brush cleaning, and I need to do some... I need to clean that thing properly. So that is what I shall do. That is what I shall do. Brush cleaning number 1. Anyone want to drink the dirty brush water? Yum! Full of electrolytes, natural, organic. It's the pot I use to empty my dehumidifier. Yummy? Anyone want? Yum yum? There. Put the gross jar of PVA glue away, which looks pretty suspect. Much rather drink from you instead. I myself am organic. And I've used that chat up line on a girl before. It did not work. Go, that's packed away, so I can get on with cleaning this. Is this going to be ASMR? Is this going to be satisfying? I want to give it a proper clean. which means I probably need some fresh water. Would it be bad if I fed this to my plants? Let's see if paint water kills the plants. It shouldn't. There's not enough paint in it. Eeh. Organic, homegrown, and full of flavour. You know it. Oh, why is it? Whenever I move my chair, and it could move it like an inch, there's some sort of wire that I haven't used in 3 months that gets caught under it. Why? Why? I really am grabbing dehumidifier water. Oosh. I know, I just want to say to myself, listen, I'd never be into such things. I'm a Catholic. I'm a Catholic. A Catholic. Catholic. No, I'm not going to laugh at that. That would demean me. It would make me seem far less mature than you all know me to be. Right, this thing needs a clean. Lap it up. Lap it up. Okay, it's kind of satisfying to clean up after doing this. I'm going to be making another card, maybe even next week, for another person. There's a few people who have birthdays this month whom I know, and I want to make them both special cards. So I'm probably going to get the watercolours out again pretty soon, but that doesn't mean I shouldn't have a clean palette. I deserve a clean palette. But you liked being demeaned, Newt? I'm one of them. Yeah, you are. Yeah, you are. Why is this genuinely quite difficult? Okay, that's... I'm gonna call that clean enough. I know it's not super clean, but that's clean enough. Get rid of all of this, and this. Get rid of this, get rid of the evidence. You mustn't know. I've made her a birthday card. Alright, now let's clean this thing. This thing is very difficult to clean, hence the Q-tips. It's quite a posh thing. I got it for a birthday. I want to say I got it for my 21st birthday. It's a very posh little thing, and the little cubes of paint come out. The rest of them I've used so much that they are now stuck. How am I going to get those out? I have tweezers. Should I try the tweezers? I do not wish to harm paint. Let's use the back of the tweezers. No, that's not going to be good enough. There's no way I can get a hold on them. Ah, I got that one. And that one. I mean, is this ASMR? It's my birthmas on Sunday. I'm gonna be old. Pale. How old is old? I mean, I've loosened them, but they're still not gonna come out like that. Oh, one did. I give it a really nice whack. Nope. It's going to take a while to get these out. And I don't know why I turned southern. I mean, I can see why that one's fixed in. There's just a line of paint. I don't want to mangle the paint with the tweezers. That is what I do not want to do. Can I get my little blade in there? Easily. Then I am in danger of damaging the plastic. And it's a precious little gift. I do not wish to hurt it. What I love about these as well is they are entirely customizable. So if I wanted to get a bunch of different colors and take out these cubes and put those cubes in, you can do that. I think that's the reason that my mother got it for me. Old enough, I need to work it out. 1 sec. All good. 34! My goodness! That's not old. You're just going into your prime, Pale. Okay, the brown is stuck. That was a very satisfying noise that it just made. It just crunched itself. That made my brain very happy. Lovely. They should have poke holes in the bottom of this, not only for water drainage, but also when it comes to emptying these. You have to be quite careful getting them out. Older than you, and I know that's a good thing for you. No comment, I plead the fifth, I plead the fifth, I plead the fifth. I don't know what you mean. I wonder if any of the Ted Lasso, this is out of the blue, but I wonder if any Ted Lasso cast members have said anything about the guy's death yet. It's so shocking. So out of the blue. I didn't even know he was sick. I've lost my blade. No. Bleed all you want, you're still going in those cars. The custom made ones? Yes, please. Don't mind if I do. Don't mind if I yes. Don't tell Twitch I have a knife. There we go. That's them all out. And now let's do the cleaning. Is this ASMR? Is this visual ASMR? Is it? And do the clean. Just like when they polished Woody's eyes. That made me so happy when they polished Woody's eyes. That is the most satisfying scene in all of TV and cinema. Part of me's tempted to just fill this whole thing up with soap. But I don't think that that would do it much good. I think the Q-tips are the best way forward. I did this when I was cleaning my laptop. You know it, and I have quite a few inventive uses for the chains I added. I bet you do! There were so many, Pale! I don't think I'll ever get all of the colour out of these. but it'd be nice for them to be clean, to get to a level where the colour won't spread. Squeaky clean. I think I use yellow and green quite a bit. It is actually squeaking. It is getting squeaky clean. Such a neon orange, look at it. It's like the beacons are lit. The red's going to be quite harsh, so let's get a lot of that out. Blood red. Getting cleaner. Look at these things. I think I'll do a single pass around all of them and just get the majority of the paint out. And I can go back. The paint that is there, once you go over it with water a few times, it will start to soften. So with each pass, it will get more and more efficient. At least that's what my brain is saying. She's not always right. She got spirit. Doesn't look like there's anything in the white one, but I bet there is. I'm getting into a flow state with this. I'm genuinely quite happy cleaning this with Q-tips. I got this way when I took the back off my laptop and gave it a good clean. That made me happy. That made me happy to go in there with Q-tips and little cotton eye pads. Ooh, that made me happy. I do still want that soda, but it's a bit late to drink it now. I suppose there aren't any Americans here. I can call it a fizzy drink. I still want that fizzy drink, but I have work tomorrow, and if I drink one with caffeine, it's gonna make me stay up all night. If I drink one without caffeine, it's gonna give me a bad tummy, which might keep me up all night anyway. So I'm going to not have one, even though I really, really want one. I'll save it for after work tomorrow with the Mrs. Doubtfire movie. I'm gonna flood this compartment because it's just got so much concentrated paint in it. It's practically its own reservoir. Let me put some water in this one. The intricate work, little bit of music, and nearly instant visual gratification as the dust and dirt go away, right? Makes me so happy. Make brain go burr. If I clean these well enough, I won't be able to tell which order they should go back in. That's the hope. Alright, let's go in for the second pass for all of them. It's like the third or fourth pass for this one, but it's still coming up yellow. Still green. Orange with a bit of red on that one because the red is spilled over and dried. Still pretty satisfying. Only what now? Only one acceptable order. Roigbv. Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet, right? Rainbow. Why did that take me ages to... my poor old eyes and my poor old brain. I was like, Roigbv? Roigbv. Should not have taken me that long. Oh look, we've made a lovely little purple. Maybe these last ones do need flooding a little bit. We'll see how the yellow one that I flooded turns out. Or maybe I just need to do like 1,000,000 passes on it and then it will be clean again. Rainbow! For Pride Month, absolutely fail. Right, let's see how this one went. I just need to absorb it. Yes, I think that works very well. Making like guinea pig sounds now. I'm like, moink, moink, moink. Now, I want to keep cleaning that forever, but that is pretty darn clean compared to what it used to be. Even that on camera, it looks terrible! Oh, there's just those bits. I missed those bits. Alright, we'll get those. How'd I miss these? I was gonna call it a day with cleaning, but not with these bits. I just don't want any bits of dried paint that are gonna, like, spread and become their own sources of colour. That, I would then call clean. Clean without being clean, you know what I mean? How did they not have the As of movie Rainbow on blurbs? Rainbow! They absolutely should. Alright, that's the white one. Fully cleaned. Burnt sienna. I've been calling this brown. Does that make me unprofessional?
And you fail.
And you fail. Welcome to standing up school. Thank you for the biddies, Pale. I appreciate them. And you fail. Yeah, that's burnt umber done, aka brown. I'm using a lot of Q-tips here. No, it just makes you more like me. This is true. What does that say about us, Pale? What a pair. What a pair of humans that are currently hurtling through space. That is... Noir Bleu Seru? Noir Bleu? Blue. Done. The lighter blue, I believe. Dunzo. That's brown. That one's darker brown. That's blue. That's dark blue. That's a very dark blue. That might as well be black. That's yellow. That's also yellow. That's a muddy yellow. That one looks like blood, and that one is a tan shade of the president and Tom Jones. This one? Oh yeah, that's Tom Jones. The president, however, is closer to this guy, which is my neon orange. Yeah, it's not. It's called cadmium red. My brain says this is orange. That one cleaned. Some of them don't need a clean, some of them really need a clean. It's one that's either empty or white. No, that's the muddy yellow. That's the one I'm talking about, the muddy, this one. Yeah. That's a yummy color. This is... Cad Yellow H? Cadmium yellow? I don't know. It's yellow, innit? I'm too common for this. I'm too common for watercolor as well. It's yellow, innit? I'm orange than a carrot gets sunburnt on a cloudy night. It could be because I put a lot of different colours in this one. Hang on, let me clean it up a bit. It's got a bit of green in it as well. That's the colour it's supposed to be. That green is definitely not supposed to be in there. Actually, I think that's part of the pot. Never mind. Gonna clean the blood one. The blood. I don't know how long I've been live. I was supposed to be live for 3 hours. Are we at 3 hours? Crimson. Yeah, this one I would call crimson. This is the one that they've got correct so far. This is crimson. That's a crimsony yellow. Crimsony red, sorry. That's a crimson right there. Exactly the colour of blood. Burnt umber. So I have burnt sienna and burnt umber, but I don't have brown. God, I'd love to learn to watercolor like properly. I know that I am very amateur at it. I'd love to learn how to watercolor properly and do full pieces. That would be so much fun for me. There's a Q-tip in there. I don't know how it got in there. I didn't drop that in there. There's a Q-tip in there. Doesn't really need a clean. Lemon! Lemon! This doesn't even use it isn't lemon yellow, it's just lemon. Lemon. Oh, it's not blue, it's aquamarine. That's crimsony yellow Newt doing arts. He keeps burning this shit. They need to pay attention and take it out the oven sooner. Right? I guess this is going to be one. Viridian. Okay, that's a word that I don't really know, but I know that I would have called this green. I would have called this a rich green, and I think that Viridian would be a direct translation to rich green. Because Verd is green. So I'm willing to forgive that one. What bullshit are they going to call the green green? Are we ready? Are we ready for the reveal? This is better than Pokemon cards. Sap green. Okay, I can accept that. Sap green. Vert Vessi. Sap green Vert Vessi. I'm willing to accept sap green. I like the one that has a descriptor. I like it when they have a descriptor followed by the actual colour. Viridian I wouldn't be able to picture, but if you were to say deep dark green, I can picture it. Sap green, I can also picture. Beautiful, all clean. Look at my lovely collection of rainbow Q-tips. Well, clean enough is what I'm going to call it. Let's try and put them back in the order they were. I believe I had my yellow there. This is like a memory test. Hang on. I'm going to look back on stream and see if I get this right. That one's not right. Hang on. That one. Oh, damn it. I threw half them out. This really is like a memory test. If that's correct... I'll freak. Sap green. That's a very green sap. Usually sap is clear or slightly yellowy. So it should be called sapish green? I would have called that bright green. But I am an uneducated slob. Okay, paintbrushes are dry. I'll put them up here to dry further because they always appear more dry than they are. Throw these multicolored Q-tips away. I genuinely don't know how that Q-tip got in there. Leaf green would have been acceptable. I would have accepted leaf green as well. I would have indeed. Cotton buds away. Let's get a final look at the card. What do we think? Would you be happy to receive that on your birthday? It's not hugely well done. it's definitely an amateur thing, but I think that's fine. And then it opens to this, which is a picture that I took because I didn't have any pictures of lavender, so it's a bluebell, and I'm going to write the message all across here. I hope that that is an acceptable card. It's a little bit of a mishmash of a lot of things. There's no real, like, continuity to it, but I wanted that picture on the front. And I'm proud that I painted that today. Because before today, that didn't exist. And now it does. And it can be put up. Because it stands. Absolutely, I'd be happy with that. I like homemade cards. I haven't made my mother a homemade card since I was a child, I think. So I'm very happy to be getting one to her at my ripe old age. So, I will further pack up, but I think I will end stream first. But I will say thank you for chatting, for lurking, for being here, for absolutely everything in between. I am not going to raid out, because I fancy a bit of a rest, especially since I've got work tomorrow. I will need to have a little bit of a rest and a little bit of good sleep, good quality sleep. It's gorgeous, isn't personal, it's made with love. Oh, I hope she likes it. I hope she likes it. But Mum's one of those mums where you could give her like a duct tape creation and be like, it's for you, and she'd be like, wow, the feeling. She is the mother of love and endless encouragement. But I do hope she genuinely likes this one. Alright, there we are. I think I'm all packed up. Right. I shall say goodbye to everyone. As I say, I'm not going to raid out. I'm just going to chill for a bit because I want to chill for a bit. I hope you all have a lovely night. I will see some of you tomorrow for the Mrs. Doubtfire watch party. I will see some of you on Monday when I'm back with some Minecraft on the server. There is no better present to receive. Oh. I hope that she likes it. But yeah, I hope you all have a lovely night, and I will say goodbye for now. Thank you for being here, and see you later. Bye, everyone.